I'm here just to give you some awareness of banking. There isn't really much difference that we're expecting from. I just want people to be aware what banking is all about. You know, I've been here for over 20 years. I personally have taken a lot of things for granted. You would expect you want an account, you just walk into any bank and you open up an account. That's not the case for like immigrants who are coming over. You need a car, you get an auto loan. Auto loans are not available unless they are actually a permanent resident or a citizen. That is why you find a lot of immigrant South Asian people in apartments because they want to be accessible to school, they want to be closer to their working environment. If they need to get a home, if they need to get a mortgage, it's not that easy. They have to wait for 2 years of tax returns before even they can get a pre-approval. So, it's like a lot of things that citizens take for granted. It's not easy for South Asian immigrants who come in here. So, also they might be coming from overseas, they would have excellent credit outside the country. The minute they step into an American soil, everything is wiped clean. So they have to start all over again. They come with a 0 credit score. And we all know how important credit score here is in this country for each and everything that we want to do. They start at 0. Not all banks have the facilities that we are looking for. There are maybe a couple of banks which would help them build their credit score, but it takes a good 12 months before that credit score is being built up. And you need that credit score for doing anything. So, banking that's being taken for granted is not what it is. So that is what I just wanted to let everybody know. And I'm also going to take an extra minute and answer the question that the gentleman had asked before. He had asked, what would you like us to do different? What I would really like is more questions like that. I want people to be aware of what is going on. I want people to take the initiative to come forward and say, what can we do different? I want the parents to be more active in the school. To just give you an example, if you have somebody coming from the South, you accept the accent because that's how people from South talk. Somebody coming from Texas, you accept it. India is no different. It's just another country. Just like another state, it's just another country. I want the parents to be aware. I want them to make the kids aware of what's going on. It's just a different food. I mean, you have pasta from Italy, you have enchiladas from Mexico, you have samosas from India. It's just one other food. So it's not oh, it's alien, you're from somewhere, you're a vegetarian, you don't eat anything that moves. I mean, I've raised 2 kids through school, and I have to share this. My little one, the 5 years of elementary, all she took to school was toast, grilled cheese, and a bottle of juice. 5 years. I was so sick of seeing bread and cheese. Because she said, Mom, I didn't want anybody to make fun of me. So that is what we want to avoid. Things have changed right now, but that awareness is what we need. Thank you.
Thank you, Charu. Next, we have Anand Varadarajan, who's going to share his story of self and immigration.
Hello, my name is Anand Varadarajan. I came to this country in 2000, and my green card started getting processed in 2003, and just a month or a little more than over a month, I got my green card. It took me 10 years for my green card to come, and I'm just going to tell you what went with our family or people like me. It took so long. I mean, when it takes so long, how does your family life get affected? So first thing is, I've been working with the same company since they started my green card for 15 years. Though I got, not that I didn't want to quit, but I had better offers and stuff, but because of the green card processing, I couldn't move out. For 15 years, I was with the same company. Not just that, and also my wife, who came on a dependent visa, she was outstanding in her school, got good scores in her college, but when she came here in an H4 visa, she couldn't go for work. She had to wait for her green card. Though she is capable of doing, she couldn't do it. So then she enrolled herself into Oakland University, did her master's in software engineering, where she excelled in her first few subjects, and she was offered scholarship. She couldn't take scholarship because she was on H4. Unless she converted her visa to F1, which is a student visa, she couldn't take the scholarship. Because of that, if I get her enrolled in F1, she loses her priority date for the green card. Then we have to start her green card once from the beginning onwards. So we have to continue, and then she completed her master's, And not many people are aware when you're in a state called EAD, Employment Authorization Document, you're eligible to work, which is same as green card. So though technically we have a green card, but we don't have a physical card, she was not able to get a job easily. So we have to convince some of the employers to tell them this is same as green card and get enrolled in get her a job. So we have lot of people are not aware of what green card is and how the process works, but there is a lot of backlog that we are going through, at least the Indian communities are going through. And some of the things that we just think for improvement is, there is a visa L1 and L2 where the dependent L2 has an option to work in US, but H1 and H4 doesn't have this option. The other one is EAD is kind of, as I said earlier, same as a green card. So the employers needs to be aware that you can hire someone as a green card holder if they have this EAD. And another main thing is, life doesn't know anything about H1 or H4 or dependents. We need insurance. So when we go out for insurance, oh, you don't have a green card, we cannot give you insurance. Life insurance, not the auto insurance, but life insurance. So that is a big constraint that we have. And also, last thing, all the people who come through H1s, not many of them continue to stay. For example, TCS or Infosys or Wipro or any companies processing, after a certain time, they go back, the employees go back to India. But over the period of time, the 3 years or 5 years they have been here, everyone tend to pay social security. And none of them are availing the social security benefits. They just contribute and then they go back. So something has to be done that we can either use that resource effectively back for the community who have been paying for 5 years of social security benefits and never ever going to avail them. So that's what I just wanted to put before.
I think someone already shared before, America, everybody has, like Charu was saying, food from Italy, food from Mexico. We're all people from different parts of the world who come here. And so the South Asian, and by the way, I keep saying South Asian a lot, just to make it clear. South Asian community is basically folks from 5 different countries: Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. So this would be like the old Indian subcontinent, so to speak. So these are the 5 countries that come under this. The immigration history as such is, I'm very proud of our community's history in immigration. We have William Bradford and folks like that coming in from as pilgrims from England, and our story of South Asians begins with Bhagat Singh Thind. I'm very proud of his battle with US citizenship and how he made his case all the way up to the federal court to actually become a US citizen, but unfortunately he was not granted the rights as a US citizen. So he would be our unsung hero, who actually was a pioneer in leading some of this immigration rights for our community. And in Michigan especially, while there are many South Asians who have come here, from India, Sikh community is a very pioneering group. So we have the Singh 5 brothers, I guess. I've been reading about the history of our community here in Michigan, and that's what I've learned, that some of our earliest members came from California, Oregon, and settled here in Michigan. But in general, our immigration started after the Civil Rights Bill passed. So we have a lot to thank Dr. Martin Luther King for. Had he not passed the civil rights, our ability to migrate into this country on certain quotas or for certain professions as such, that would not have happened. So the other thing about immigration, going through the history of the topics of education and stuff here, model minority thing, well, that's that's a word that they coined, but then the next thing is STEM. Oh, Asians, South Asians, they're all STEM people. Well, that's because only STEM people are allowed here in this country, folks. That's exactly why we are all STEM here. I mean, so the immigration allows basically engineers, IT, or fields in which they don't have enough talent here, period. So our community is subject to that. By selection, we are allowed to migrate here. So we have those restrictions. Second is number of people who can migrate. That's certainly a restriction. And if Jesse Sachdev had been here, he would be telling us the biggest obstacle for us in immigration, and that has nothing to do with the state level folks. I understand, I'm seeing Bob Ficano here. So, it's not on the county level, it's not on the state level, this is definitely a federal issue. And so immigration reform is our biggest need for this community. We do not have a path to citizenship like most other immigrants have. We either come in here through work, which like Anand shared through H-1 visa, or 2/3 of our population come in here through family reunification. So they come here through family sponsorships. So those are the only two avenues available for us to come here. And then it takes an employer, or you come as a graduate student, and then you go through an employer, then the employer has to sponsor you for the green card, which is roughly anywhere between 4 to 10 years. And then you have to wait for another 5 more years to get to apply for citizenship. So it's a long process. And so I'm just looking at this document, this report that was compiled based on 2010 census. And this is disaggregated data. Asian Americans in general in Detroit metro area, the kind of contributions they make in revenues is more than $7,740,865. They're the second biggest group that contribute in terms of revenues. So when a small group of, and by the way, we are no more than 4% in Michigan, all Asian Americans are no more than 4%